Okay. Now, how to explain the series of coincidences that are just freaky incidents that happen over the last 4 to 5 hours?
I don't know. Okay. I'll start from the beginning. Declan, myself, was making dinner on the friggin' on the cooker, right? And just as I finished, I was putting all the crap on the plate. The light above my head started to flicker. I went, "Hey Ian, isn't that weird?" And then Ian looked over, and then boom, the light goes out, the cooker shuts down, the TV goes off, everything goes off. We're like, holy shit, what do we do? So we turned everything off, unplugged everything. The computers were on battery power. So then it's like, ah, crap. So we just go, okay. We try and ring, who do we try and ring first? The landlord.
Yeah.
Well, I rang my mum and got the landlord's number. Rang landlord. We are open between 9 and 4.
Screw you guys.
Screw you guys. So, and then it's like, if you have to reach Michael, our landlord, it's like, phone this number. What?
And then when we actually figured out what the number was, it had too many numbers to be an actual number.
Yeah, so it's just a pile of crap. So that was like, okay. So we phoned Ian's dad. He told us to ring the ESB. And it's like, okay, what's the problem? We got no power. Okay. It's pretty obvious if you're ringing the ESB. Okay, check all this crap. Yeah. Okay, we can't help you. You gotta ring your landlord. We can't ring our landlord. This is screwy. Okay, we better go get some lights.
But first of all, before that all, we checked over with our neighbour.
Yeah.
And he had power.
Yeah. And
Lots of power.
Dad, you and your power.
So we decided to head off down into Rathmines to find some torches, since we had none. So we're like walking along, really optimistic, going into Tesco. And little we forget that it's probably the worst Tesco in Ireland.
Yeah, definitely. And
by far.
They have like 1 million light bulbs, but no friggin' torches.
Not one torch.
Not one torch.
So then we're, okay.
They have disposable cameras and not a torch.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just stupid.
So then we try and go to Aldi. And they have no torch either. But when we realise they don't have anything, we suddenly realise that we can't get out.
Yeah.
Because all the little automatic gates won't let you out in the opposite direction. And there's massive queues at the counters. So we're like, oh shit. So like, we're just gonna go around for a bit, and like suddenly we see someone come in through one of the gates and we just run through it. Like, we kind of edge our way out because I think the security guard is gonna be like, man, those guys are shoplifting.
Yeah.
But no, so we're heading back and we're like, okay, we have to try and find a fuse because we think the fuse is gone in the fuse board. So we head to this Dunville, which is probably the most expensive place in Ireland.
And we go to the hardware store and it's like, no, it's not open. No way, not in a million years. So we come back here, it's like, we come in the door, right?
And the lights start to flicker.
We're thinking, maybe our power's come back on. We walk in the door, all the lights in the building start to flicker, and then boom, they all go out. Everything goes out, and we're like, uh-oh, spaghettios. And this is like half an hour after our power went out. So then we go up and we find our next door neighbour, and he's like, I got no power. Nobody's got no power. And then it's like, we go down.
We're hanging around in his place for about half an hour.
Yeah.
And suddenly I hear a noise. And it's the TV that had come back on in our place. And no one else in the entire place has power.
Yeah.
So we go down into a flat below us where some Spanish girl lives who works in Microsoft just like our neighbour.
Yeah.
And we just go in and like she's with some guy there.
Cheesy guy, yeah.
Really cheesy guy. Like the cheesiest Irish guy you can ever come across.
Yeah, but they got no power either.
And it's not like they really care.
Yeah.
Because they're probably boning each other right now.
Right, wow. But so then it's like, what the hell? We got power, and everybody else don't have power. It's like a complete turn of events. So we spend the next like 2 hours watching. Well, we spend like an hour watching soccer, and then we spend the next hour watching Monty Python, which our neighbour has.
Who had just got that day and was about to watch when the power went out.
Yeah. So we said, hey, we got power. You can watch the DVDs on our TV. And it's like, awesome. So then we're watching away, and it's like a weird skit with a bunch of guys coming out of a grave.
Yeah, and then beforehand, like, I just checked the internet to see if anyone's on, and it told Aaron this whole thing, and it's like, blah, 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 it's like, yeah, and I can come back later because the internet will still be on and everything, and then we're watching these guys, like the four most tired, like four tired Undertakers, and they're being put in the grave, and then bang, whole power goes out, and now we're left like this with no power, and Declan's face being lit up eerily by a Nintendo DS and my crazy, mad, colourful, interchanging alarm clock, which Declan hates but now loves because it gives him light.
Let's check it. My room is being lit up by my laptop on the friggin' log-on screen. Thank God for the battery powers on the laptop.
So that's the story. Crazy story.
But the rest of Dublin has power. The pricks.
Damn pricks hogging all the power. It's the imps, I tell you. The imps. And the weirdest thing of all is being in the living room and there's a Catholic, a Protestant, a Jew and a Hindu.
Yeah, all watching Monty Python.
All watching Monty Python.
It's like the weirdest. It's like, wow, it's kind of freaky. And also, yeah.
And that's the story of our crazy random adventure of electricity.
And we'll probably have an update. Hopefully at some stage I'm going to leave my light on during the night so that if the electricity comes back I'll know.
And then we'll keep you up to date.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good night. That was the end of this show. Goodbye.